they're nice guys in the relationship. They're pushovers. They get angry easily. They're actually more feminine in the relationship than they realize. Kind of that feminine. She can dance. She can have modesty in those type of things. That femininity can exist, but the femininity that they're really looking for, which is what you're talking about, can only exist in the context of a relationship where she has the safety of a masculine man
and
bringing it out, accepting the leadership of a man, right? That type of thing, unless she's in a relationship with a man that has proven himself worthy by demonstrating his masculinity in the relationship.
So then she can be more in her feminine and not have to worry about the masculine stuff.
Right.
And operate from there more often and more freely and more comfortably.
Right, exactly. And I think there's two forms of feminine, just like there's two forms of masculine. And I'm sort of arriving more to this as I've been thinking about this lately, because I've talked about this before. There's a really good book called Masculine Relationship. Mm-hmm. Shout out to King. Is it?
To who?
Book King, because the book. Oh, he likes the book. So
I mean, I've heard you over the waves.
Yeah, I know. They'll be able to hear us though, because these mics are close. But
we're like, oh, fish.
They're fish. It's very hard to record a podcast when you're in an environment, not in a studio, because it's like loud noise, distracting. It's
easily distracted, like we are.
Yeah, because we both have ADHD. But so masculine relationship, right? I talk about that book a lot, and as I'm coaching guys, I coach a lot of really masculine guys that are outwardly masculine, but they're not in a relationship. When they get in a relationship, they're actually pussies. I mean, if I were to use
they're yes men,
the technical terminology, but they're nice guys in the relationship. They're pushovers. They get angry easily. They're actually more feminine in the relationship than they realize. Even though they're masculine, they're out doing kickboxing, they might be in the army, they might be like these masculine dudes, but they're feminine in their relationship because it's a different kind of masculinity in being a strong protector, being able to handle a woman's emotions, being stoic in that sense, and making her feel safe emotionally. And so the same exists for femininity in the sense that, because guys are like, a lot of times we've made some clips where guys are like, well, I shouldn't have to do that. She should just be feminine, right? And it's like, yes, to a degree, a woman can be feminine in the sense that she can be the outward kind of feminine. Like, she can wear pretty dresses. She can, not be loud and obnoxious. She can be that kind of, that feminine. She can dance. She can have modesty in those type of things. That femininity can exist, but the femininity that they're really looking for, which is what you're talking about, can only exist in the context of a relationship where she has the safety of a masculine man and bringing it out, right? It's sort of like guys are like, why do you wear a shirt? Why don't you just show me your tits? Right? And it's like, well,
they say that?
No, I'm like, that's what they're saying when they're saying, just show me your femininity.
The equivalent,
right? It's like, you're not just gonna, I mean, you got to earn the boobies. Right. It's like,
oh my God. Yeah.
But you got to earn the femininity. You really do. Because it's not, you're just not going to expose that vulnerable, because it is extremely vulnerable.
Right.
Right. And so it can only exist in the presence of masculinity, even though there's that surface level femininity that can exist. So a woman can do those things, and we advocate for that, but she's never going to truly be feminine, the nurturing, vulnerable part, accepting the leadership of a man, right? That type of thing, unless she's in a relationship with a man that has proven himself worthy by demonstrating his masculinity in the relationship.
Right. Because when a woman's on her own, like I was talking about earlier, she has a masculine side that is protecting her femininity.
Right.
So if she's on her own, she's doing it. She's protecting that part of her. And the only way that she can fully let that go is if a more masculine man comes along and takes care of that masculine side.
Right.
So then she can be more in her feminine and not have to worry about the masculine stuff.
Right.
And operate from there more often and more freely and more comfortably.
Right.
Like, things are still going to happen. Like, men also should not be going around thinking that okay, I want a feminine woman, and that means she's not emotional, and
Right.
that she's not, you know, gonna act emotional. Like, I'm not saying that women are justified in yelling and being angry and calling names and saying hurtful things when they're upset. That I've said multiple times is never okay.
Right.
But a lot of men don't want women to be emotional, and that's what women are.
Right.
And to be honest, that is the value in a woman.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is the love. That is the nurturing. That is the caring. That
Right.
is the vulnerability. That comes from emotion.
Right.
And so when you tell a woman to stop being emotional, which is also the wrong thing to do in a
Right.
situation where a woman is expressing her emotions,
Sure. Exactly.
you're telling her to be less of a woman. And then she takes your advice
Right.
and she becomes hard and she becomes masculine, and then
Right.
you really don't want anything to do with her, and then she divorces you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
really what happens. And
Yeah.
like, my epiphany in that other episode that a few weeks back
yeah.
is that when you try to shun a woman's emotions, or
Right.
you don't allow her to open up and be her safe place.
Right.
Again, I'm not saying that she should treat you poorly. That's not okay.
Right.
But when you don't do that, it's the same thing as if she's not having sex with you.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And it will eat away at the relationship.
Right.
So instead of trying to make a woman 100% logical like you as a man,
Right.
you have to, that's why I'm saying you have to admire the emotional side of a woman, because that's what she's bringing you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that two men couldn't have a relationship and there's not love, because typically one of them is more feminine, or maybe they're both more feminine. So
Right.
they're bringing that emotion, they're bringing the love.
Right.
But if two masculine men got together, there'd be no love. It
Right.
would be a business deal.
Right. That's,
Right.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Exactly. So.
And so the women
Yeah.
bring the love to
Right.
the relationship because they're emotional. And the men bring the structure because they're logical. They bring the protection. They bring, you know, the leadership. They bring the brawn of what you need in life.
Yeah.
You need the structure in life.
Yeah.
And you need the love, the emotion in life.